Yes, mate, how are we all doing? And welcome back to another video. Today, what are we doing? Well, there is no UFC this weekend, so we have a very, very dull Saturday. So, I'm going to try my best to get this video out to you Saturday night so we all have something to do, something to watch when there's no UFC on. It sucks. Firstly, I want to apologise for the lack of uploads this week and last weekend. I'm still a little bit lazy. I was ill. I'm a sickly person. I'm sorry. But today, we're jumping straight back onto the UFC Reddit. I love the UFC Reddit, if I'm honest with you. What more can be said? Without further ado, if you do me a massive favour, drop a sub. We are now on our road to 1,000 followers. Thank you so much for 500 subs. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you to each and every single one of you. Please hit that sub. We are on our road to 1,000. Thank you very much. r/UFC is where it's at. We start off straight away 9 hours ago. Conor McGregor just confirmed Michael Chandler will be his opponent at UFC White House next year. Let's have a listen.
You know, the Mac is excited to get back for sure.
In UFC, there'll be a fight at the White House. They're making up the cards now. Does Conor McGregor want to be a part of that?
I'm on it.
You're on it?
I'm on it. Well,
Who are you fighting?
I am. This is me. Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler and myself have done the show. The Ultimate Fighter. We've had a good back and forth. He's a good, tough guy.
So McGregor, you got big names coming back?
Yeah, we'll build the greatest card of all time for the White House fight, and Conor and I have been talking consistently. He wants this fight bad, and you know, when you get to a level that Conor's at, you got to find things in life that motivate you, and the White House card has definitely motivated Conor McGregor.
Okay, see, now that's actually really interesting. I want to see Conor McGregor come back. I want to see him come back like fully fit and not this, you know, jumped up McGregor that we have at the moment. Now, the problem I actually have with this, and I do have a problem with this, is that, hey, don't hate me, but I don't think Michael Chandler deserves to headline such a massive card. Just me? Look, anyway, I'm excited for McGregor to come back. I hope he comes back, and I hope he does really well. I think he's going to have one or two more fights in the UFC, and then he'll run off to bare knuckle. The UFC White House card looks absolutely spectacular. I think they've had some images generated. I'll jump them on the screen. It looks insane. I think Dana White said there's only going to be like 3,000 fans, which is understandable, but oh my God, what I would give to be able to attend this event is like nothing you could even imagine. But that ain't gonna happen. It's gonna be reserved for A-list celebrities, politicians, and a very, very, very few media press. So, oh well, maybe next time. Oh no, wait, there won't be a next time. But no, the White House card, hang on. The White House card is going to be absolutely insane. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm struggling to see how they're building the card so early. Bearing in mind, we're what? Just under a year away from this card. So I can understand the putting McGregor in it. But how else can you put people on this card? Oh yeah, do you want to fight in like nearly 8 months' time? And I don't know, but are they going to have title fights on this card as well? How is that? How are we going to have a title fight, not the main event? You know, like, there's been no... Do you know what? I can actually see the UFC creating some sort of... what it would be like a White House belt. And it'll be... And Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler will fight for the White House belt. Mark my words. They will make some sort of belt for that fight. I just don't see them having, like, Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler headline, and then, like, a huge title fight underneath it. It just doesn't seem right to me. But... oh well, I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait. I just wish I could be there. What else have we got? Why did I just get headlined? Roger Jackson arrested. Yeah, that's about right. There is no way that's true. No way that is true. Look, I know Rafael Fiziev pulled out of the fight against Charles Oliveira, but to replace him, Emmanuel Torres? Surely not. Surely not. Hope it isn't true. Come on, man. We don't want to see that. No, I don't think that's the fight to make at all. Short notice or not, I do not believe this is the fight to make. I mean, it's a better pick for Charles Oliveira. If you want to see Charles Oliveira win a fight, you should be absolutely thrilled by this. Because him fighting Rafael Fiziev this soon after getting knocked out by Ilia Topuria was it was such a bad idea. Like, damn. That was a bad idea. Whoever thought of that, sacked. But I don't like this fight. I don't like this fight one little bit. I like Manuel Torres. I don't like the thought of him jumping so high up the rankings so soon. But then again, who replaces him? Think about it realistically. Arman Sarukian isn't going to step in to rematch Charles Oliveira on short notice. Like, he's just not going to. No one wants to see him fight Justin Gaethje. Paddy Pimblett. Now, that would have been the fight to make. Paddy Pimblett should not be getting a title shot yet. If you said to Paddy, look, short notice fight against Charles Oliveira, you win, title fight. He probably would have jumped at this opportunity if he's fit, if he's not injured. I think if that would have been a better course of action to go, hey, Paddy mate, stop pissing around, fight Charles Oliveira, short notice, beat him, title shot. Because no one cares for Charles Oliveira versus Manuel Torres. No one cares. What the actual... Rampage Jackson reveals that his son Raja is home safe after paying the $50,000 bond to bail him out and claims that he's learned his lesson following his arrest. The bond... Now, look, don't get me wrong here. I don't understand the American justice system. Am I right in saying that to pay that 50 grand is just so he can go home while he awaits trial, right? I'm pretty sure that's the case. Him paying the 50 grand doesn't mean that's it. He's let off scot-free. That's... You pay the 50 grand, you go home and await trial, right? Surely. If it is just 50 grand, yeah. That cannot be the case. Look, if that's the case, that's wild. Real strict rules here. Unpopular take, but the FCC overstepped with Jimmy Kimmel. He didn't get cancelled. ABC was threatened by the FCC chair appointed by Trump on a podcast. F Jimmy Kimmel, but the government shouldn't be used as a political weapon. I don't really have a say on it. I don't really care, if I'm honest. I get what you're saying. Do I care about it? No, doesn't affect me. Look, I don't understand why he got kicked off air. It's not for me to comment, really. It's not what we're here for. So we're just going to move on. I had John Anik feeling... I had a feeling John Anik wasn't vibing with these two. He must have felt left out. So he's with Andrade Ward and Max Kellerman, who, if you don't know, are boxing commentators. So let's see what this video says.
I won't argue about Michael Jordan and LeBron James with this Terrence Crawford. We actually got into it in the fighter meeting. But this was a celebration of boxing tonight, gentlemen, in more ways than one. You guys have devoted so much of your professional lives to this sport. You can look at me if you want to. It's okay. Dre, final thoughts on everything that transpired, not just tonight, but this.
Whoa. Anik coming with the smoke. I mean, I do actually get it. Like, these two they're not even looking in his direction. This is so fucking rude, right? Anik is talking and addressing the pair of them. Alright, great. He kind of acknowledges and then he's like, I'm not really interested. Neither of these two actually care about John Anik right now. They're not giving a toss to what he is saying. And then John Anik just goes, you can look at me, you know. Yeah, fair. I get that. John Anik shouldn't do boxing. Again, he should stick to his mates. Stick with his mates. Video of Roger being arrested. Why is it so damn loud in my ears? I don't know why I'm watching this. This is just going to be a video of two cops walking a guy downstairs, right? Yeah. Exactly as I predicted. You can call me Mystic Mac. But why does this person feel the need to film this? Like, the guy's done wrong. Like, yeah, I completely get it, but great. Why bother filming it? What are the comments saying on this video? Gosh. Bro, low-key taking a note of who recorded. Yeah, do you know what? I'll be like, yeah, nah, you're a braver man than me. Dude is just helping Roger with his live stream. That's crazy. Rampage was recording. I doubt that for some reason. Holy frick, frightened nerds in shambles. What was this? Yeah, Diego Lopez. I don't think they're in shambles. I think their time has just come. What's going on? I still believe 3 of them, maybe 2 of them, could still become champion. I think Caio Borralho has the potential to be champion. I think Jean Silva still has the chances of being champion. I don't think Rufi ever can become champion. And the reason for that is you can't learn wrestling in a matter of a few months, a year. And the stage his wrestling is at now, he would have to literally drop everything else and just do wrestling for 18 months to 2 years. Just to be at a similar level of like a Hanato Moicano, right? He should have been practicing wrestling 5 years ago, and then it would have been a different story. I just think that fighting nerds are just... I think Carlos Prates could still become champion. No, I don't. That's a lie. I don't think he ever beat Cihan Gary, and I don't think he ever beat Shavkat Rakhmonov, if I'm being perfectly honest. Fighting nerds will be back. It's just one of them things. Arman Sharukian puts Benson Henderson to sleep in their grappling match. Who thought it was a good idea to have these two do a grappling match, by the way? This was such a mismatch. Why wouldn't you just tap, by the way? Why wouldn't you tap? Why wouldn't you tap? You weren't fighting it. Arman Sharukian's just out completing side missions. The last time a prepared boxer fought an MMA fighter. Yeah, I know what you're saying, right? This will always be the case, right? And Francis Ngannou is a prime example of that. And so was Conor McGregor. A boxer will always beat an MMA fighter in a boxing ring. Like 99 times out of 100. I'm convinced that's the case. You reverse it, I don't think there's ever a boxer who could come into the MMA and win. It would be such a mismatch in an octagon. Take Mauricio Rufy for an example. I know he's a kickboxer. But training little wrestling, going on an 8-week training camp to train wrestling, you're going to get dominated by anyone who's been doing it for longer than 18 months. Fact. So, and Francis Ngannou being 0-2 in boxing is a prime example. I believe he could beat Wilder, though. I believe he's been training boxing for long enough to now almost be classed as not an MMA fighter and be a boxer. I believe he beats Wilder. I think he's a better boxer than Wilder, and I think Wilder's slowed in recent years massively. I think he's lost the power. We saw that in the... who did he fight last? I can never remember his name. The guy from China. So I think if you're ever going to see an MMA fighter beat a boxer, it will be Francis Ngannou versus Deontay Wilder. Judging by Uncle Dana's recent interviews, he clearly wants Conor McGregor on the White House card. Who should he fight? Well, this is an older post, and we've now heard that he's going to fight Michael Chandler. Look, this is going to be insane, man. This is going to be so good. I can't wait for this. Bookmark this. Cyril Gane will sub Tom Aspinall. Look, if you're a fan of my TikTok and Instagram page, you will know that I do rating UFC takes. That would be the lowest take I've ever given out. I've given 1 out of 10s. This would be a 0 out of 10. That is a shocking take. I've seen how Cyril Gane is preparing for this fight. Cyril Gane wants to be an actor. He doesn't want to be an MMA fighter anymore. There's no chance Cyril Gane is ever beating Tom Aspinall. No chance. Average UFC fan watching boxing. Yeah, do you know what? I was so disinterested by Canelo versus Crawford. I watched like the last 6 rounds. And even then I was a bit... I'm just not a fan of boxing. Like, you know. I think there's not many knockouts in the big fights. As a technical sport, it's like watching chess, but with men fighting. I'm just not a fan of boxing. I'm sorry. But if you put... I love boxing in MMA. I just don't like boxing that much. Like, I'll watch, Misfits, because it's not boxing, really. It is, but it isn't, if you know what I mean. I just think boxing now has become too technical. And I think the top-end boxers now are too good. I know that sounds ridiculous, but the top end boxers are too good. So when you get like Canelo Crawford, you get two amazing guys with amazing chins who are amazing at boxing having a chess match. It's just not entertaining. I'm sorry. It's just not. Moicano will be the sacrifice for the return of the Lion. Do you know what? I would rather this fight than Manuel Torres. I mean, would Moicano throw a fight to let Charles Oliveira win? Potentially. It's such a Moicano thing to do. Offer him like 250k to show. He will throw that fight to win, to let Charles Oliveira win. He'll get submitted in the first round, and he will allow Charles Oliveira to look good while doing it. So we all think that the old Charles Oliveira is back from like a year or two ago. But then again, I do you know what? In a world where Moicano takes it seriously, I could see a world Moicano wins that fight. It wouldn't be an easy win. I could see him winning though. But Charles Oliveira is obviously very good. These ranked UFC fighters have not fought since 2024 and do not have a fight booked for the rest of the year. Well, Shavkat Rakhmonov you can almost disclude because he's been injured. Dan Hooker, I didn't realise that, you know. And I love Dan Hooker. Like, I've got his signed card just up there. Oh, you can't see it. Arman Sharukian, I thought he fought as recenter. What? More recent than 2024, clearly not. Monster, again, I swear he fought this year. Am I going crazy? Colby, I feel like I haven't seen it. When was the last time he fought? Was it the Leon Edwards fight? No, it was the Joaquin Buckley fight. The Joaquin Buckley fight was 2024? Nah. No way. There is... Oh my god, it was. Wait, time's moving way too quick. Time needs to chill out, man. Time needs to sit on the sideline. Tai Tuivasa is not fighting. He's never fighting again. Like, have you seen the fucking size of him, man? There's no way he's ever having a fight. And I will put every penny in my fucking interest account that Tai Tuivasa will never win a fight in the UFC ever again. There is no way. No way. Arnold Allen, again, injured. Fair. Can never say his name. Odzamir. I don't really care for him. And Almer Albazi, again, I think he's even injured. Did he lose his last fight against Brandon Moreno? Hi friends, I painted Habib. I think you guys might appreciate it. Oh, were you like 2 years old when you done it as well? Right, let's have a look at this. I'm not gonna lie, mate. I'm not a fan. Oh, it's loading. I thought it was finished. I was like, this is shocking. It looks more, at the moment, it looks more like Umar Nurmagomedov. And what is that for that? Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there slowly. I don't like the gold background though. I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than I could do. It's a hell of a lot better than I could do. That's all I'm saying. Dana White talked about John Jones and Conor McGregor involvement of the UFC. When was this? 21 hours ago. John sent me a text apologising, but I need people that can seriously rely on for this White House card. People talk shit about Conor. I've been in the trenches with Conor. He doesn't care. He'll literally fight anybody. Conor and I have been speaking non-stop, and he's dead serious. I get it. Yeah, could you imagine like signing up Conor McGregor main event, John Jones fighting for the heavyweight belt as a co-main event, and John Jones pulls out? You immediately like tank that card, and you're trying to impress President Trump. So I completely understand Dana's point, and I don't think it's funny because I don't actually think, because of the John Jones saga, no one actually gives a fuck about John Jones anymore. If he came back tomorrow and they announced the John Jones fight, it doesn't do 1 million pay-per-views. Or it just hits 1 million. Like, I just don't think people care as much. Because he's older, he's slower, people just aren't as interested, not as excited to watch John Jones fight anymore. And again, that's probably another reason why he's not going on the White House card. Yoel Romero wins his bare knuckle boxing debut. Yeah, do you know what? That doesn't surprise me in any way. I mean, that was a cracking shot. That was a cracking shot. Nice uppercut. He was ducking into it as well. When people were acting quite surprised, I was like, dude, no one should fight Yoel Romero without serious padding on the gloves. No gloves against Yoel Romero. Is 48 years old or not? Would you fight Mike Tyson with no gloves? No, you wouldn't. And he's like 60. So I understand why he won. I wasn't surprised at all. Right, we will call this the last post maybe. Two men that showed Islam was human. I mean, they both, Volkanovski in the first fight and Dustin Poirier for 4 rounds. 3 rounds? 4 rounds? I can't remember. The closest we've seen both of these for Islam losing. I mean, some people actually favoured Volk winning that fight in the first fight. Crazy, man. We'll watch this one. What a sore loser. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because, like, in the moment, he was probably just heated. After the fight, he was congratulating him. They had a bit of back and forth, and they shook hands. So, yeah, I think that's fair. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for today's UFC Reddit video. Not much going on, unfortunately. It was a bit of a slow news day, if I'm honest. I mean, that's largely to do with the fact that there is no UFC this weekend. Sucks, I know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, please like the video. It really, really helps the video, as well as dropping a comment. Let me know what you thought of these posts. Let me know what you think of the UFC White House card. If you haven't already, please click that sub. Be greatly appreciated. And I will see you all in the next video. Thanks.